Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where you are going to master cloud and FinOps. Please hit the bell icon and subscribe the channel so you will get the notifications and updates about my all upcoming videos. So today we are going to talk about FinOps Framework. So anybody who wants to build their career in FinOps area, they must know the FinOps Framework which all enterprises are adopting nowadays who are predominantly working with the public cloud. What exactly the FinOps framework is. So if I want to define it in two words, FinOps framework is nothing but an operating model, which any organization who is working with the public cloud, they should adopt this framework in their ecosystem if they want to really succeed in the area of FinOps or FinOps adoption. So anybody can define FinOps framework in five different attributes. One is principle, second is persona, third is the phases, different phases of FinOps, then FinOps domain, and at last the FinOps maturity. So we are going to briefly touch upon each of these attributes in this particular slide. So at the left hand side, you can see the FinOps principle. So FinOps principle is nothing but a concepts, different concepts which any organization has to follow. So this particular section will provide you the six FinOps principle which each FinOps team has to follow. So I will give you the glimpse of each principle in brief. Later, I will provide you the detailed video only around these different attributes. So FinOps principle says that every team need to collaborate with each other. So when we are saying every team is inclusive of IT team, infrastructure team, application portfolios, finance and procurement. So they should not work in silos, but they should collaborate with each other in the FinOps as a FinOps team or in a FinOps team, then only they will able to get succeeded in the FinOps adoption. Then all type of decisions should be driven via business values of the cloud. So basically all decisions need to be driven via business value, key, mission, vision of the organization. So example, if any organization want to reduce the carbon footprint, right? If their goal is moreover towards sustainability, then they should have all decisions while doing the procurement of cloud resources aligned to the fact that ultimate objective is to reduce the carbon footprint. So no resources should be provisioned in a region where carbon footprint generation or carbon footprint emission is more, right? So yeah. So third point is everybody has to take the ownership of their cloud resources. So we should have a accountability culture, which is the fundamental of FinOps as well. And each individual resource should be owned by a known person or known team, so that tomorrow, if it is needed, they can take the decision. Then fourth principle is FinOps data availability. So it should be available in real time and easily accessible. Nowadays, when in cloud we are paying for per hour basis or even sometime per second basis, do you really think that having a monthly review or quarterly review would be useful? No. In cloud, its data should be real time and it should be easily available to the relevant stakeholders. Then fifth principle is centralized team should drive the FinOps. So why centralized team? Why cannot the operation team or the engineering team can do it, right? So this is the question. So if we talked about the traditional data centers or traditional infra management, there as well dedicated ITSM team was there, right? Or now as well it is there. So they are responsible for incident management, change management, service request management, problem management. Why? The individual who are working on the data center, they can also take care of this part, but still we need a centralized ITSM team who is aligned with ITL framework, and they will take unbiased decision while approving any change or while doing the problem review. The problem manager can play a unbiased role. In the similar way, the centralized FinOps team should be there who will be unbiased. They will not get influenced via application portfolio, whose prime focus is to keep infrastructure up and running. Instead, they will take the decision based on the organization value, and ultimate objective is to optimize the cloud cost consumption. And sixth one is in cloud, we should be ready to take the advantage of variable cost model. So we will discuss this in detail, but in cloud, it is allowing us to pay the invoices after the consumption, and cost could be variable. For this month, cost will be different. For another month, cost will be different. There are different attributes. So we should be open to leverage all those benefits or all those key levers. So this is we called principles. Now, the second attribute of FinOps framework is the domain. Domain is nothing but activities which we are doing across the cloud ecosystem. So it will be around cloud management, reporting, analysis, forecasting. Sometime it is related to optimization of resources like SKU changes or workload optimization, the necessary SKU change in objective to reduce the carbon footprint, license optimization, right? And sometimes these activities could be related to improving the awareness or adopting the practices governance. So I will not discuss each attribute in detail at this moment in this video, but I will create a detailed video around each of these capability. So you need to remember one point, that FinOps domain is nothing but activities which different stakeholders are executing on ground. Now, third one is maturity. So how good we are in the area of FinOps, that is called a maturity. So in FinOps framework, there are three levels defined as a maturity. One is crawling, which is the beginner level, then walking, which is an intermediate, and running is pretty mature level. So there are different aspects to define the maturity. There is no fixed baseline. We cannot tell that, okay, one organization is really mature. It may be less mature compared to another organization. So always scope of improvement is there. And that is the whole concept of FinOps. You should start from the small and then improve the complexity and maturity with time. So as much as iteration you will do it in the FinOps practice, your maturity will improve. So example, today we are having orphan resources. Tomorrow, if we will write a automation to delete the orphan resources, then our maturity will obviously increase, right? But we cannot say that we are fully matured. There could be another enterprise who is having a certain kind of automation where even waste is not getting generated, even orphan resources are not getting generated. So their processes or their technological landscape is too strong that it avoid the orphan resources from design itself, right? So they will be more mature. All right. So the another thing is the phases, the different phases. So what phases is, there are three phases in FinOps framework, which we will discuss again in the detail in another video, but you need to understand these three phases. Inform, where we are informing the stakeholders about the actual ecosystem as on date, what is happening. Then optimize, where we are going to identify the optimization opportunities, discuss those opportunities with the stakeholders, get the sign off on those opportunities. And once those opportunities are signed off, then implement those in the third phase, that is called operate. So inform, optimize, and operate are the three phases of FinOps framework. Then the personas. So there are two kind of personas, which is the last component of FinOps framework. So one is core personas, and then allied is one. Another one is allied personas. So core personas are self-explanatory, like engineering, FinOps practitioner, finance, leadership, product team, procurement team. And allied personas who are engaged with the FinOps team, but they are not directly interacting on a day-to-day basis, like ITSM team or security team or sustainability team. Now, sustainability is also part of FinOps, which we call green FinOps, but you can consider sustainability as allied persona. We will discuss this in detail. So in this way, we discuss about the FinOps framework, which is the composition of five different attributes: principle, domain, maturity model, phases, and personas. So these five different components built all together as a FinOps framework, which any organization can adopt while starting their FinOps journey. It is not mandate that you should implement all these capabilities or all these facts from the first day. There is a scope of improvisation always. So start from small, increase it with the complexity as well as maturity with time. And this FinOps framework is the reference framework. Any organization can alter it based on their business need. So it is not need to be adopted as is, but alteration in the different capabilities or different components is possible and is allowed. So that is all about FinOps framework I want to convey via this video. I hope now you understood what exactly the FinOps framework is, and you can explain this to your other colleagues and friends, whoever is reading the FinOps framework. So if you have any query, feel free to put it in the comment section and like the videos. And do not forget to share and subscribe the video so that you will get the notification about my upcoming videos, and your friends and other colleagues also will get benefited out of this content. Till the time, stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead. I will see you in next video. Thank you. Bye bye.